This is America, land of the free and the pursuit of happiness, where liberty prevails and anyone can make it.
So I was watching the most recent Chris Rock stand-up special last night on Netflix. It's called Selective Outrage. And he came out with a line in it that really stuck with me. He was saying, like, isn't it amazing, like, how far we've come, like, as in Americans, right? He's like, isn't it amazing how far we've come, like, since the days of the Cold War? And now, if Russia invaded America now, he's like, I reckon half the country would be like, well, let's hear them out. And the reason that sort of struck me was that it jives well with a similar kind of idea that's been bobbling around my head the last few days. And it's one of, like, if you think of where America came from, what the ideals were behind it, the Constitution, the Founding Fathers, the focus on freedom, the democratic vote. And then you spool forward a little bit to the 20th century, the geopolitical dominance of America over the last 100 years. Then add that to the fact they've got the world, like the global currency, the US dollar. Then you look at the fact they are, at least for the moment, still the world's largest economy. Like all the history and the dominance and just the culture of flag waving and apple pie and gun ownership, where people are just bred and raised to think that the US is just the best. We're the best, USA! And I just think we're at this really interesting point now where half of America, your American conservatives, your Republicans, they're going to have to ask themselves a very awkward question, which is more important to you? The principles that underpin all the flag waving, the liberty, the freedom, the right to say whatever you like to whoever, like all of that stuff. What's more important, that or the winning? The being the best. Because if Trump gets in again, the guy is an authoritarian. He cozies up to dictators. He doesn't get on with democratically elected leaders. So it's not outrageous to suggest that he might attempt to ape the conduct of some of those political leaders. Some say he already has. In fact, yes, he has. But it's like, what is more important to you as a voter? Like having the freedom of expression? Having the right to challenge those in positions of power and authority? Or having your guy win? Like, could you accept an America where Donald Trump is back in the White House, empowered to jail a couple of Bidens and maybe a Pelosi, and maybe where people who fall out of favour start falling out of windows? Or other countries where finance ministers vanish without a trace? Or where the head of military factions are brought down in plane crashes, or where the Democratic Party is recategorized as a terrorist organization. Like, that is my question for you guys. Which do you value more, the principles or being able to say you won?